Merry Christmas, y'all. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Yule. Feliz las Posadas. Happy Boxing Day. Happy Epiphany. Happy St. Nicholas Day. And happy winter solstice to you all. So, I was invited to collab on a Christmas special by Donna over at Baker's Brews. Uh, she is the queen of sourdough. And she's just fabulous. She has a great sense of humor, great family. She does homeschooling, so she has hints and tips, and she's one of these just fabulous people. I just love her content. Anyways, so let's dig right in. So, the first question is, what are your top 3 Christmas movies? And since we've been married 30 years, we're pretty much on the same level at this point. And so we agree that A Christmas Story is right up there with one of the best. I think it's relatable. I think everybody can relate to some part of that movie. And it just has so many great lines, so many great scenes in it. My buddy, aka Ray, I hope you get your leg lamp this year. I know you've been wanting it for a while, and I hope you've been a good boy and you get your wish. So
hope nobody shoots out the bulb with a Red Ryder BB gun.
That's right. So our second favorite movie is Trading Places. That's a classic. I mean, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis. What's not to love? They're all great actors, and great at their craft. So, and pork belly.
Mm-hmm.
What could be better? And who'd have thought all these years later it'd be so popular? It was kind of a joke when it came out. Oh, pork belly, as a commodity, but now everybody loves it pretty much.
It became chic.
Yes. So, and I will say, Mrs. Hopkins, 73, she gifted us last year for Christmas the movie Love Actually, because that is her 24/7, 365 days a year favorite movie. And so this year, I mean, it has been a crazy busy year for the two of us. And so we've decided that this year we're actually going to watch the movie.
Yeah.
We just have not had time. And it's in a good way. It's been a busy year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we love that. So, Martha, thank you very much. And we're going to take advantage of your Christmas gift this year because we're not doing anything for Christmas, but a little bit of R&R. I'll probably cook leftovers and we'll watch a movie. So, let's see. Top 3 Christmas carols. Handel's Messiah. So, it has an interesting history. There's a lot of controversy, some cat fights over this one. Handel was pretty rough on some of his singers, or at least one who was problematic. It was actually a Easter song, and it was he was delayed in finishing it because he was in the U.S. for the opening of some venue. I forget what it is. I should know, but it was one of the venues in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall which one.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, and you had mentioned a point about.
Yeah, when he wrote Handel's Messiah, he was actually going through delirium tremens, and this was him thanking God for getting him through the ordeal. So
The withdrawals. Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But yeah, Wikipedia has an article, and there are several other articles that are. I think Smithsonian also has an article on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it was one that when I was a kid in church choir, I was the only kid in a church choir. But it was a big to do. We had the timpanis, we had everything that part of the original orchestration of the piece when it was originally played is how our church played it. So we had an incredible music teacher, and then all of our kids were very talented musically. So yeah, it was always a big production. So our second favorite would be Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker. Love it. There are so many great movements in that, so many different highs and lows and emotions, and it's just a great piece.
It's a great piece to listen all the way through if you haven't. Usually there's just certain excerpts that are very famous that are played, but if you play it all the way through, it's got good music throughout.
So number 3 is going to be a little bit more fitting for our craziness. Well, we do love music. We love classical music and Afrobeat, jazz. We kind of like all genres of music. Well, maybe me more than Chris, because I also like Zydeco, and I can handle some polka and stuff like that, where Chris may be a little less enthused with that. But our number 3 is going to be the Dropkick Murphys. The season is upon us, which is a great video.
Yeah, check out the video. It's funny.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's pretty crazy, but it probably isn't something you'd want kids to see.
Yeah, it's grown up.
Yeah, it's a grown-up thing. So, and the next question is our top 3 beverages.
For Christmas, champagne.
Yeah, champagne, definitely Christmas Day. Maybe some bourbon after dinner. Not for me, for him. I'll stick with the
Nectar
bubbly.
of the gods.
Yes. I also drink a lot of mint tea in the winter. My favorite brand is out of Washington State or Oregon. Those Pacific Northwest states. But it's a Stash tea. Their teas are like, I don't know, flavorful. Whatever flavor it is, it's like it's really elevated. The lemon is super lemony. The lemon ginger is really good. But their brand of teas is phenomenal. And they have a lot of decaf teas. So that's what I drink. And number 3 would be apple cider. And probably our best apple cider experience was north or east, going towards Tahoe-ish, kind of. There's a place called Apple Hill in California. They have amazing apple cider. But I just like the cinnamon spice and the tartness and the freshness of the apples. Even though they don't use the best apples for cider, but that's okay. I don't mind. I like that they're not wasting apples. So number 3 was tough because that is top 3 books. And the only thing I can think of is A Christmas Carol. And I think, again, relatable, Dickens has some very relatable writings, and
he was paid by the word, so he's rather verbose if you're not familiar with Dickens's work, but it moves well.
I think a lot of his writings have a really good pace.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like Mark Twain a lot as a writer, but most of what we read is nonfiction. So yeah. Favorite gifts. Now, I'm especially bad at receiving gifts. Very uncomfortable with it. So we would get gifts of Amazon gift cards, and I wouldn't even spend mine. Chris would spend it because
after it languished for a while, I gave you every.
Oh yeah, like sometimes it'd be months. But I just have a hard time spending like money on myself like that. So I'm very frugal, very frugal. I'm a thrift store girl. So even when I had my career, I was an engineer, I would still shop at the thrift store and stay frugal. So, yeah, those three, it's just favorite gifts. And Chris's mom, she offered an extravagant like garden bed last year, and it was just too extravagant for me. Like I wasn't comfortable with that. And so she's probably upset with me because I never like got back with her on it, yes or no, but I'm just uncomfortable with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then favorite traditions, it kind of brings us to favorite traditions. So that was a good segue. So our favorite thing to do is spend time with friends and family. Usually in the past several years, Chris has had the whole month of December off, basically. So we've traveled to Florida and visited friends all around the state. And just, you know, even though we were guests, I think we tried to make life a little easier for them by cleaning the house while they were at work and cooking dinners. So they'd have dinner when they came home, depending on who it was, you know. But yeah, we have a lot of friends and family down there, and so that was our favorite thing to do. And which brings us to the second favorite thing to do is the last 2 years we did a music collab in Florida. We would go and perform a Christmas song, and it was always great fun. We had little practice. We basically would get there, and that's when we would know what we were going to sing.
We'd rehearse for maybe 30 to 45 minutes and then
put out a really bad Christmas song.
Oh yeah. That was fun. It
was always fun, and a lot of people looked forward to it. So the first year we did 12 Crappy Days of Christmas. Also, you know, it was a rewrite of the original. Chris played guitar, my friend Bimbo played bass, and I played the cowbell. And then the last year we did Sympathy for Santa instead of Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones, and it was a remake of that, and I played the triangle. Was the difference in that, I believe. So and then we added a person, Zagnut, or Susanna Banana, and but unfortunately our friend Bimbo passed away in September, so that tradition is no longer happening. However, those videos are still available for the last 2 Christmases on Bimbo Barbarella music program if you want to see some really bad singing and music. I don't suggest cleaning your ears before you listen to it, because after the wax will probably just melt right out, you know. And so going back to the gifts, like our number 3 tradition is not giving gifts to each other.
The Christmas truce has held on all these years after the first year that we did the Christmas gift exchange.
Yeah, our first year of marriage at Christmas, we got each other a few things. 75th anniversary Scrabble edition I got Chris. We still play that. That was the best gift ever, I think.
Yeah.
Which I think is one of the other it's one that we actually use and still have, and we enjoy it.
It has the little plastic grid lines that holds the tiles in place.
Yeah, and it's on a Lazy Susan, and everything fits in this little nice compartment. However, it was so uncomfortable. We got up and we kind of just looked at each other and like, do we eat? Do we open gifts? Do we wait till... It was just so uncomfortable, and we just vowed then to like never ever do that again.
Right.
It was just awkward. So, yeah. That was so awkward.
Yeah, you know, it's...
yeah.
We didn't quite wrap our heads around it, but...
yeah. It was very odd. Uh, and I think too I think the thing is we're very frugal. We don't want for much, and we're just have gratitude
Mm-hmm.
for what we do have
Right.
every day. I think so. It's hard to want. We're more of a need people than a want people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, just having gratitude every day. There's just like wake up every morning and I never think of, oh, want this or I want that. I just.
Well, it's helpful too because nowadays with inflation, everything that we need is more expensive anyway.
Yeah, right.
You still.
Yeah, and when we did buy things, it was quality products.
I think for the most part, yeah.
I mean, I've had the same set of pots and pans for, gosh, nearly 30 years.
Well, there's a satisfaction in buying something that you know is going to last longer than you are as a person, and it will meet you. You will never have to buy that object again.
Yeah.
And if it works well, that's just, just right. That feels really good.
Yeah. Even when I was working, I could get a cell phone every 6 months or every year or something for free, and I never did. Like, I had the flip phone longer than anybody else in the company, and they were just shocked, and they're like, you could get a new one, why don't you? It's only $50. I'm like, well, that's $50 and the one I have is perfectly fine.
This was pre-iPhone era too, so the one jump to the next wasn't really that much on the phone because they were all.
You mean smartphone?
Yeah, they were all kind of dumb phones back then.
Yeah, so I don't know, and I also had opportunity to test phones for the company. I was an engineer, and so I had opportunity to test phones before they went to market, and that's kind of how we decided which phones to keep as a company and give to the customers. And I never even wanted to participate in that because I was there to work and do my job. I wasn't there to like test gadgets and stuff. Is kind of how I feel. So but I will say I love my phone now. It's the most expensive phone I ever bought. It's a Samsung, but I do everything, all my filming, all my editing on my Samsung. I had a lot of guilt over that. A lot of guilt. So, I just hate spending money. So the next thing is our top 3 dishes. So our top 3 dishes is nothing.
We always do something different. I mean, you always cook so many different things, and it's always fantastic. So
yeah, we kind of challenge ourselves. I think. Well, you're the official dishwasher everywhere, but Chris's mother and I, we were, and he's a foodie as well, but he's happy to let us figure out the menu and him enjoy it. So we just we try and come up with something new and exciting, and she's doing a keto now, so that's why a lot of the Thanksgiving stuff was keto based because and I love that because it was a challenge for me that I took on, and if you saw my coconut cream pie thing, I made it work, and it was delicious.
Yeah, I think when I come home, I never ask what's for dinner because I know it's going to be fantastic. So I'm just happy to be surprised and
and do the dishes.
yeah. Washing the dishes is a Zen exercise, and the good thing too is at the end of your Zen exercise, you've got clean dishes. So
yes,
the cycle begins anew.
Yep. Excuse me. So, but with food traditions, the one thing people in our family did was my grandfather would make handmade caramels with black walnut, and he would individually roll every piece and put them in a tin and send them, and also along with a box of Harry and David's pears. So that was a tradition from my grandfather. And then on my dad, I have in common with Donna is that my family has a Czech heritage, and so my dad would do poppy seed kolache, and so that was part of our family kind of tradition at the time. I don't do that now. And even now when I cook sweets, even before Chris's mother did was doing keto, I would do like healthier kind of options with not a lot of sugar.
Right.
Yeah. And then on your family,
my grandmother would make ginger cookies. That was my dad's favorite cookie, so so that was kind of a tradition. Well, she would make lamb too, but that would be, she'd make lamb a lot. I mean, that was sort of their signature dish.
Yeah, that was more Easter.
Probably Easter, yeah.
Yeah, she always did a lamb leg on Easter. But yeah, the ginger cookies, they were good because they were the chewy kind. And I wish I had a recipe to share on any of these, but I don't, so I apologize. But if you look at Donna's channel and her collab, she has, what is it, a butter toffee chocolate cookie, and she has the recipe there. And it looks amazing. So go check out her video for sure. If that's your jam or your toffee, I don't know what it would be. So that concludes everything here, I do believe. But we do need to shout out some people we'd love to collab with us. So here we go. Are you ready? Camilla Stewart, come on down. Camilla's from New Mexico. She does some outings. She does grocery hauls. She's really into art and photography. So if you haven't seen Camilla Stewart's things, go check her out. She's a really, really sweet girl. And we've kind of been following each other for several years now. I hope to go out and visit her maybe next year. Hopefully. But New Mexico can be very hot, can be kind of wild in the spring, so it would have to be a fall trip for certain. And so the next contestant on the collab will be Renee's Secret Garden. Come on down. So a lot of you know Renee, a lot of you follow Renee. She just went through a bone marrow transplant and she's doing fabulous. She's always a big inspiration to me. She comes from a mixed cultural family, so it will be interesting to see what kind of traditions and things they do. And I know she's a bookworm, so she's going to probably come up with more books than I did here. And she has kids, so hopefully she'll have some more interesting traditions and movies that she can share. And she's also great at lip syncing and her acting and dancing. She's a great entertainer. And the next person I'd like to collab with is Angela Critters. Angela is, she's a Southern girl. And she is all about adopting animals. So she has several dogs she's taken in. She does the most amazing ooey gooey cakes, desserts, and her Thanksgiving spread was incredible. So she made a lot of videos. So she did a lot of make-ahead dishes, and to be at her table on Thanksgiving would be one heck of a gift. So her spread was amazing. So check her out if you like really good cooking and you love a sweet Southern accent by someone with a big heart who loves animals as much as we do. And then the last person I would love to collaborate is Qstead Q. So I'm trying to get a variety of people. I know Q doesn't drive at night, so I'm going to guess that she's going to be a homebody at Christmas. But it would be nice to hear Q family traditions that you had growing up, or what you do now that that you don't travel at night and kind of are more of a homebody. I know you get out sometimes, and I don't know if you're going to do anything with your sister this year or not, but whatever it is, I hope you enjoy it very much. Like I said, Chris and I are going to kind of be homebodies, and we'll be celebrating our Christmas later with a dinner out. So I won't be cooking anything this year. We're going to kind of take it easy, but we're also going to take it easy on the people at the restaurants and hopefully give them a little bit of a break by not going out Christmas Day. And yeah, we're just going to stay home and relax.
Mm-hmm.
So some of you may know by watching my videos that we're not home right now. That's why the background looks a little different, and that's why there's a TV here. I don't know if you can see it, but we don't watch TV. We haven't had a TV in probably 20 years almost.
Well, we dumped cable in 2008.
2008, there you go. That's how long it's been. So
16 years, but it feels like 20.
Yeah, it does.
Don't miss
it's
it.
Close enough.
I mean, if you're not a huge sports fan, you can just check it out on YouTube or
Yeah.
Netflix. We don't even subscribe to Netflix,
Yeah, we tried it, but no, they like to hook you in. They like to hook you in. So that concludes this collab. So ladies, I hope you join us. Oh, and let me mention another one of my friends. If you're really into the Christmas and you're really into the lights and the sights and sounds, check out Traveling Eddie. He's my buddy. I've done a couple of, in fact, we were thinking about going down there for Christmas, but we changed our mind. We'll get down there, hopefully, eventually. But he is in Colombia, and Colombia is known as one of the best places to go if you love Christmas and the lights and all of that. They're top of the world when it comes to Christmas celebrations. So he has been vlogging the sights, the sounds, they have market going on right now, and it's just a huge event. So go check out Traveling Eddie. He used to be Traveling Eddie because he's been to Mexico, the U.S. He was born in the U.S., by the way, but he's been living in Colombia for 26 years, and he just got back from India and Nepal. But now his channel name is Eddie Toro, EDDIETORO, Eddie Toro, and he's just the nicest gentleman. I have a lot of respect and love for him, and he's just a really good person, and I'm lucky to have him in my life as I am having you all in my life, and I hope you know how much that you're appreciated throughout the year. Again, I have a lot of gratitude in my life, and YouTube included, and people I've met through YouTube. I think you really enrich my life. You inspire me, and you bring me joy. So I'm so fortunate in that. So anyway, that will conclude this collab, and I want you all to have a happy holiday, and I hope it's stress-free and lovely and warm, more than anything. Take care. Love you all very, very much. And we will see you later.